Housing and Environment Minister Kenrick Dorset has assured sanitation workers of job security following that Rawson Square demonstration on Wednesday.
Fears were raised after the months of engagement of private sanitation companies hired to fill in the gap for a fleet of government garbage collection vehicles plagued by mechanical problems.
And so certainly I was surprised when I returned to Nassau yesterday afternoon to find out that the staff had taken to Rawson Square and that one of the issues of concern was that of job security. And so I arranged for a staff meeting this afternoon. I've just come from that staff meeting at the landfill to reiterate the government's position that all of their jobs are secured at this time. There is no intention of letting anyone go, and that remains the same.
Now, Dorset says those private garbage collectors are hired on a month-to-month basis, and the government is working toward making a decision on how to replenish its fleet before the end of the fiscal year.
We will invest in a new fleet, or whether or not we will repair trucks and reintroduce them into the collection regime, or have a hybrid of the two. And so one of the things which was done recently while I was out of town.
Good news for the members of the disabled community, as government is finally preparing to introduce the Persons with Disabilities Equal Opportunities Bill by late February.
Now, years in the making, the proposed legislation lays out the framework for the overall treatment of persons with disabilities.
A town meeting is set for this coming Monday at St. Joseph's Community Center on Boyd Road at 7 p.m., where the public will be able to give input and feedback on the provisions of the legislation.
The Social Services Minister, who has been working on the draft legislation since her last term in office, says the proposed law provides hope for the disabled community, which she says has been overlooked for far too long.
Among other things, the bill, which will level the playing field for the disabled, speaks to accessibility, transportation, education, housing, and employment.
The bill is recommending a quota for employment. In terms, I think it's 1% of every 100 employee. The bill is recommending to should be a person with a disability. Now we are in the consultation process. We've been given release by cabinet to do the wider consultation, which we begin actually tomorrow with the leaders of the various organizations that look after the welfare, or the various organizations for persons with disabilities.
Bahamas Aid Foundation Executive Director Carleen Smith says this year they're hoping to extend the reach of the foundation's programs into more family islands.
Our foundation is really centered here in New Providence. Recently in December, I traveled to Abaco, where we got Abaco involved with the Human Red Ribbon, and many of the residents expressed a need for more educational programs there in the islands. And so I hope that this year we would be able to expand our outreach and not only isolate it to Freeport, but also travel to Abaco, Andros, Eleuthera, especially those islands where the HIV incidence is very high.
Today is Island Luck founder Adrian Fox's birthday, but instead of getting gifts, Fox and his business partner, Sebastian, showered dozens of children at the Bahamas Down Syndrome Association with lots of prizes, surprises, and even pledged to support the organization as they assist persons living with disabilities. LaDon Davis reports.
Giving back to those who are less fortunate is something Island Luck's co-founder Adrian Fox strives on every day. As he celebrates another year of life, Fox, alongside his business partner Sebastian, both made a financial commitment to assist the Bahamas Down Syndrome Association with maintaining their programs and other academic initiatives.
Our company, Island Luck, has made an initiative that we're into giving back. We did something in the Christmas where we give ham and turkey away, gifts, make sure all the kids, we believe in the kids, and we're going to make sure and keep the stream going.
Seeing these kids here today, It's very unfortunate the way some people are not able to wake up and jump around like the average kid and run about. And we take that for granted every day when our children cry and run and walk. And, you know, there's some people that can't talk and walk or anything like that. So, you know, our mandate from the time we started the company and going forward is, you know, to take the dollar straight to the people that need it.
The partnership between both parties was sealed during a surprise birthday party for Fox on the grounds of the association, hosted by dozens of children with special needs. President of the Bahamas Down Syndrome Association, Cheryl Newell, told us how the partnership blossomed.
He just embraced us, and he sees our journey and how he can help us, and as we need as much help as we can get so we can afford all of our children the opportunity that they deserve in this community, and with as little or no financial burden upon any of the families.
But that's not all. Newell says the Bahamas Down Syndrome Association also launched a new program for 20 adults living with disabilities.
Island Luck is being very generous and donating some new computers for our adults because they're going to be learning how to operate and work the computer. And also they will be helping with our horticulture, which we're going to be doing the groundbreaking today as well. The program is going to be actually teaching our adults how to better equip themselves to go into the workplace in the community and give them some self-worth that they would be able to find jobs and be able to engage in gainful employment.
Now, Newell says even though the Bahamas program is full to capacity, it is open to accommodating all Bahamians living with a disability. LaDon Davis, ZNS Network News.
Coming up in ZNS Total Sports, the Heat, the Lakers, and the police band. A trifecta in Miami.
Later on, find out how to cut those pounds in the new year. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
With the market activity on an uptick, we have seen a total of 346,000 shares exchanged hands. ICD Utilities, Finco, Doctors Hospital, and Farm Guard Limited all closed the week on an increase. Their shareholders should all be thrilled about this, along with First Caribbean announcing a dividend payment of 13 cents. 3 Canadian banks announced this week plans to downsize, or as they term it, right-size. This will have a significant impact on the economy as the cost of living increases and the government-proposed VAT and business license fees are implemented. Oil continues to decline, which is good news for us, as we should see eventual declines in our gasoline bill and electricity bill. And finally, I want to stress that it wasn't raining when Noah built the ark, but there is an equivalent of a flood coming our way, and we should be planning to cope with it. Doing nothing is not an option. VAT and other taxes will reduce our spending power, as they will hurt our pocketbook at a time when many of us need to save money. How many of us over 50 years old own our own homes outright without any debt? Few of us do. The future remains uncertain, and anything we can do to improve our financial security, we should. Save money, even if it's a couple of dollars each month. This has been your Royal Fidelity Weekly Market Wrap. I'm Sherelle Conliffe, wishing you a profitable week.